channel everyone, and welcome back to the alternative Formula 1 season. In this season we take the current F1 calendar and completely change it up so it's on tracks that F1 aren't currently racing on, just to see what would happen if we couldn't race on that on the current calendar. If there is a track you've missed, this is season 2, so I may have already covered it in season 1, hence why the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix is now taking place in South Africa. And I'm not using Kyalami because I used Kyalami in the previous season. So this is a Grand Prix that was used in F1 in 1963, 1964. I'll put the year it was up on the screen. This is the Prince George Circuit. It was used a couple of times for F1 before being deemed too small, and that was back in the 60s. So let's see what these really fast 1,000 horsepower type cars do. There's a Red Bull coming out of the pit lane very slowly. So we've got quite a long straight. You can keep the DRS open for the long right-hander. Dips down the hill. This is where you've got to be careful because it is a sudden drop. Come further still. Brake hard, stay behind Lewis. That's really a second gear corner. Then we've got another long straight. This is deceptively tight, this corner. Down the fourth gear, it's deceptively tight as the chicane uphill. Keeps going to the right. You have to slow down a bit more as it goes more to the right. This corner is easy flat if Lewis isn't just hanging there. We're going to try and dive bomb Lewis, second gear, final hairpin. Lewis is still there, but that's a lap of Prince George Circuit. Really, really quick. That lap myself was 1 minute 3. I had to slow down because of Lewis. Don't brake on a flat out corner. Yeah, that's the Prince George Circuit. I'm having a wheel-to-wheel battle with Lewis. And this is only practice, so I'll just make sure I get happy with the car and the track, and then we'll head into qualifying very shortly. Is he still there? He is, the git. So I see some cars up ahead, so I'm going to try and slow down a little bit, give myself some space. Here we go for a flying lap. Open DRS as soon as I can. Hopefully I don't catch anyone up in front. We're down nice and hard. Completely flat through turn 1. I have to hold it still, but flat through turn 2. I do need to break at that marker because I'm coming at a lot faster. In a race setup, I don't need to brake at that marker. In qualifying, I do. Just because I'm coming a hell of a lot faster. I lowered the downforce on this car because the track's so flat out. Affects me through some corners like that, but not too bad. Again, that can be after the thing. Cut the corner nicely. And I set a 1 minute 1.2. I wonder if I can get a sub 1 minute lap time. That would be interesting. It also tells me it's not too bad, this track, like lengthwise, because the Austrian Grand Prix track, the Red Bull Ring, you're getting about similar sort of lap times. So it feels about the same. It is 4 kilometers this track, so it's not tiny. A 1 minute 0.8. Come on, let's find 0.8 somewhere. 1.3. Okay, here we go. Last run. Got an Alfa Romeo behind me. Hopefully he doesn't catch up. I think I'm quite happy with pole position. I got 1.5 seconds clear of Verstappen. I just want to see if I can get that that mythical sub 1 minute. Still down on my time, but I gained a bit through there doing that spin. That's where I lose the time. I've lost it all, I think. Alright, whoever this is, an AlphaTauri, I'm gonna use them, but I can't. Same lap time as I did. So 1 minute. 1 minute point 4 was that lap. So I think I'm quite happily on pole position. Oh, ahead of Sainz. So indeed, I am ahead of my teammate who's over there, Carlos Sainz. Sergio Perez is directly behind, along with Max Verstappen. Then we've got Lando Norris, and then the two Alpines, Alonso and Ocon. Stroll ahead of Ricciardo, ahead of Stroll's teammate Vettel. That's the top 10. We've got Alex Albon out-qualifying Lewis Hamilton, who failed to get into Q3. Bottas ahead of Russell. Fittipaldi, because the mod that I'm using still only says Fittipaldi, because they made it before Magnussen was confirmed. Schumacher, Zhou Guanyu, Gasly, Latifi and Tsunoda at the back. I realised I should have taken Tsunoda and Schumacher out of this race, but I didn't. So we got full 20 cars. Let's open DRS straight away. And it's lights out for the South African Grand Prix. First time at this track since the 1960s. I'm alongside Carlos Sainz. I don't know if I'm still there with him. Careful, a little bump. I don't know where Carlos is, so he's comfortably behind now. So I can put ERS into a lower gear and try and see if I can build this lead. Okay, so I'm coming on to lap 5, and what I'm going to do to make it more entertaining for you guys. Where's my... I don't think I have a pit box. I was trying to pit. But I can't see my pit box. That lost me a place to Carlos. I will see if I can pit again. I just want to get in amongst the pack to make it a bit more entertaining for you guys. My normal pit box is here, but there's nothing. Okay, I can't pit. There's no pits. I'm gonna come out P9. I'm ahead of Hamilton. So, just to make it a bit more entertaining for you guys, so we got an Alpine in front of Alonso. Alonso then Albon. Gonna get Alonso at the hairpin, and then cut him off, tuck in behind Albon if I can. Round the outside of him. There we go, come up to the back of Ricciardo. Can I outbrake Ricciardo? I have. Amazing, I'm past Ricciardo. So Ocon, Verstappen, Norris, Perez and Sainz. Norris doing a great job. Got the slipstream on Ocon. I didn't know how or when he was going to turn in, so I needed to stay away from him. Oh, I got the outside this time. Got to leave Ocon a bit of space. Cool, and I'm past him. I think he's coming back though. I've got to leave a bit of space. There we go, he's backed out of that. Oh, let's go side by side with Perez, shall we? Oh, bit of a bump with Perez. It's not even Perez, it's Verstappen. No wonder there was a knock. Perez is currently... Sainz is currently leading, way up in front. This is sort of how the real race went. Who's outbraking who for the DRS? Got a bit more straight line speed than him. I'll leave the door open for him. He's backed out of it. Coming up on Lando. Stuck down the inside. Oh, no, well, let's drift into the side of Perez. Why not? That was skill. All skill, no luck. Right, let's find a way past the Mexican. Ah! Around the outside of turn 1. There we go, so I just need to catch my teammate now. So, 2 laps to go. Sitting comfortably behind my teammate. I thought I'd just sit there because it's a bit more entertaining having another car in front, because actually like, I can quite easily pass, but I sort of don't want to. I'll do it next lap. I'm just a lot quicker because the AI line, the way the AI are mapped, I'm able to find a quicker line. That's the only reason why I'm a hell of a lot quicker. If it's on a proper map like Silverstone, then they'd be a lot quicker than I would. So it's just the way the map has been done. But what do I think of this circuit? First few times I ever tried it, I was not too keen on it. But now that I've jumped in it, done quite a few laps, it's really fun and flowing and a really nice, good track. It's a shame it, you know, didn't get upgraded. I'm sure the facilities in the actual track. I mean, look, there's no actual curbing. It's just grass. I'm sure all that's been updated. They still use the track today. It's still about, and it hasn't changed from this configuration since the 60s. However, F1 race there because they deemed it too small. Things like that bump we've got to disappear. There you go, ahead of Carlos. Yeah, fun track. I wish we did get more races in South Africa. Not necessarily here, but even just going to Kyalami. Because I did that for last season as well, because F1 pretty much uses all the tracks in the Middle East. So, couldn't really use any of the tracks over there. And I tried looking at the Formula E tracks, but they were too small. Smaller than this. So, that is a victory for the South African Grand Prix to Charles Leclerc. And a 1-2 for Ferrari. So, a Ferrari 1-2 with Sergio Perez joining us on the podium. Lando Norris doing a great job in the McLaren P4. Verstappen P5. Ocon ahead of Ricciardo. Alex Albon getting a point for Williams in 8th. Lewis Hamilton at 9th and Fernando Alonso 10th. That means that the Haas's did not get into the top 10. They did not, unfortunately. George Russell was 11th ahead of Bottas. Stroll and Vettel were 2x2 along with the two Haas's. Fittipaldi ahead of Schumacher. Latifi in 17th. Then the two Alpines, Gasly and Tsunoda. And Zhou Guan Yu, the final finisher. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that track. That's actually quite a fun track. Shame it was only used once, shame it was too small, but it's still there in East London, I think. It's the Prince George Circuit in South Africa. It has been used in F1 before. Yeah, good fun track. Hope you enjoyed this race, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks' time for the alternative Australian Grand Prix. Finally, we're going back to Australia. See you next time. Bye-bye. See, this is my pit box, but it wouldn't let me stop in it. Okay.